G'day YouTube, DownUnder Bricks here and welcome to this week's video. As a YouTuber, sometimes it is hard coming up with content to put out, and I know I only do one video a week, but sometimes I've got to say it is a bit of a struggle, and I really had no ideas for this week until the missus said, why don't you just wander around the Lego room and see what grabs you. And this is where I ended up, at the Western Town, and I thought it's about bloody time we do something with the Western Town. Today we're going to have a play in the Western Town. Now, this is a relatively new setup for an existing layout, so I'm really just changing up my old layout, and existing viewers would know that I did a two-part series asking for some help with the Western Town. And when I did those two videos, I took all those ideas, I started ordering some bits and pieces, and I was sort of ready to rock and roll, but then, you know, life gets in the way and I never actually did anything. So today we're going to change that. So what we'll do first, we'll take a quick wander through the town and I'll talk about what I'm going to do, and then we'll time lapse a bit and we'll get into it. Let's go. Alright, we'll start up this end of town. Now, to organise the layout, the big question I had before was, where am I going to put the train track? Is it going to be at the front? Is it going to be at the back? And that would allow me where to put all the buildings. And then from you guys, I got a fantastic idea, something I hadn't even thought about, was not even having the train track at the front or the back. So I'll let you know in a minute what that idea is, but without having any track here, this allows me to push the buildings back further, bring these front ones further to the front. What I'm going to do is run them off center to how this half plate is here, which will give me that nice wide angle down the street to the hotel. What does that mean? How am I going to achieve that? Well, that's what I'm going to work on today. We're going to rip all of these buildings off these half base plates and put them on plates. That way I can lay full base plates down and then position the buildings wherever I like. And I'm thinking, which I did talk about in the previous video, 6 to 8 studs, maybe 10 studs back, but being on plates, I'll be able to work that out as we go. So today I'm going to start putting all these buildings on plates. What I'm going to have to do is take all these base plates and start ripping up a lot of this terrain. So eventually what I'll have is just a real clean looking street here with no real detail or anything, because it's all going to be ripped up, because it's all going to change. So it'll be best just to start with a blank canvas and then put all that terrain down. So that's what I'm going to work on here as we come down to here. All these buildings here have to be done. The sheriff's office has to be done. The jailhouse has to be done. This water tower, no, that's already on a plate, so that's honky-dory. This one here, the Undertaker's building, I don't need to do that one. That's on a base plate, but because it's a full plate, that can sit up the back where it is. So that's cool. The livery here, they're on base plates, but again, it's nice and deep, that building, so I can probably just push that one back a little bit, so that'll be cool. So what did I do with the train and the train track, you're asking? Well, how about, no, don't pay any attention to that. The idea was, why don't you just run it front to back? The train is only for looks. It's not going to be running. It's just going to be stationary at the station. So why not just run it front to back? I can use up a small section of the city here, of the Western Town here, to achieve that look, and that doesn't hinder my options for the rest of the town. So I love that idea. To the people that gave that idea, there were several people. The main person was the Brick Chick. She suggested it in both videos. So thank you, Cherie, for suggesting that. Fantastic idea. And then we'll just come down here. Won't be touching any of this today. I need to... first I've got to check out the kit and see what I've got in the way of dark tan plates and wedges and that sort of thing for the bank. And then I have to start working on shaping it around here, but that will be another day. So what did I get? I did get a heap of tan base plates, so I'll be able to use those in the city. As I said, a nice clean canvas. I got some more bits and pieces there for the detail, but here are, or actually help if I get the camera focused on what I'm talking about. Here are the plates. So I've got some quarter plates, I've got some 1/8 plates here, and I'm going to put all the buildings on these, and I should have enough here to do all those buildings. So that's what we're going to get started on today. What I will do, what I think I might do, is just clear out a section here, clear this table off and give me a little posse to work in, and then we'll start ripping these buildings apart. So let's get into it. go. So I think that looks heaps better now that I can adjust these buildings. I might still swap the buildings around a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with this layout of the buildings here. I love these two buildings next to each other. I want to have a gap here so I can have a jailbreak going on back there, but I think that looks a ton better. Tell me what you think. I'm not sure about the front. I think I'd still prefer those back a little bit. I had them 2 studs back, and only 2 studs back did look better to me, but it did block that view down the street. And just those 2 studs there really helps with that down the street look, so to speak. I'm not sure if it's a little bit too close on the front. I don't think it's too bad. I still use some of these half plates. These with the base plates in this tan color. Back in the day, you could only get them in half plates. You couldn't get full 32 by 32 plates. And the actual tan color is a little bit different to today's tan. So yeah, so it's a little bit different. I'm not sure. Once I put in some detail, that's going to cover a lot of that up. I may, however, get some more new tan base plates, some 32 by 32s, and if I need any halves, I can just cut them in half and use them there. I mean, I can take that out, just slide all these down a bit, but I'm using bits and pieces of them here, which I think once those bits are covered up with a bit more detail, you won't really even notice that. So I'll probably leave ones like that. Not sure about these ones here. I can cover up the front. The back sticks out a bit like dogs, you know what. But yeah, just looking along that streetscape now, I think that looks much better. Fantastic, I would even say. I'm really happy with it. Got lots of bits and pieces here, don't worry about that. Mess on the floor, don't worry about that. So still tons and tons and tons of work to be done. But as we come down, of course, quick squiz DeLorean in the livery, and just looking along there now, that is much better and so much room for more buildings. And just looking here is the train. So what do you reckon? Let me get rid of these few bits and pieces. What do you reckon about that? Running across the layout. I think that's fantastic. And if we look here, catch the train into town, and then you can just walk down the main street. You got a bit of a walk to the hotel. But you can take in all the sights and the gunfights on the way. And then of course the fort. And we come down and there's all sorts of activities in the river. And I've got a heap of these half plates left over now. But yeah, I am really liking that now that I can just put these buildings where I like. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I hope you love this video. I had a stack of fun working on the western town again. And if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And if you want to see more, you got to hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss a video. But a big thank you for taking the time to watch. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.